Dear students, happy morning to you all. Yesterday we have started the prose about who? Sir Isaac Newton. We saw about the birthplace and about his father and mother, and without the help of his mother, he himself did his work, and his grandma is very kind to him like that. Yesterday we saw, and also we saw he make a clock, water clock, but the clock didn't seem like a clock. It's like a bowl of water. Then today, what happened? Besides the water clock, Isaac made a sundial. What has been by sundial, my dear student? That's one type of time-keeping machine, time-keeping device. On those particular days, there are no clock. So, Isaac understood that the difficulties of using time. Thus, his grandmother was never at a loss to know the hour. For the water clock would tell it in the shade and the dial in the sunshine. Yeah, my dear students, this water clock helped his grandmother to see the time in the shade time, and the sundial helped his grandmother to see the time in the sunshining period. The sundial is said to be still existent and still now it is in Woolsthorpe. What is Woolsthorpe? The birthplace of Sir Isaac Newton. On the corner of the house where Isaac dwelt, that means lived. Isaac possessed a wonderful faculty of getting knowledge by the simplest means. By creating this type of simple machines, he got more knowledge. For instance, what method do you suppose he took to find out the strength of the wind? By preparing or by inventing or by creating these small machines. How did he suppose to get a knowledge to find the strength of a wind? He jumped one day, he jumped against the wind, and by the length of his jump, he could calculate the force of a gentle breeze. That's why max is very important. A brisk gale, one type of harsh wind or a tempest, a strong storm. Thus, even in his boyish sports, he was continuously searching out of the secrets of philosophy. By jumping here and there, he wanted to find out the force and quality of the wind. This helps him to invent a machine to calculate the force of a breeze. Not far from his grandmother's residence, there was a windmill. He often saw that, which operated on a new plan. Isaac was in the habit of going there frequently because he too wanted to create a new one and would spend whole hours in examining in various parts. He checked all the parts of the windmill. Oftenly he went there. He spent all his time there itself. While the mill was at rest, he investigated into the internal machinery. When the mill was taking rest on the time of lunchtime or night time, he just investigated the internal machinery. What are the things inside had in the machine like that? When its broad sails were set in motion by the wind, he watched the process by which the millstones were made to revolve. He found out how it moves here and there like that and crush the grain that was put into the hopper. What is hopper? Funnel shaped bins. You saw that now in the machines where we grind rice, wheat, everything. After gaining a thorough knowledge of its construction, whenever the machine was at the mill was at rest position, he checked even internal machinery things also. Now he has good knowledge of construction. He was observed to be unusually busy with his tools. Now already he has a set of tools. He has creating many types of clocks and small machineries. He has good knowledge in mechanical occupations now. Now, it was not long before his grandmother and all the neighborhood knew what Isaac had been about. He had constructed a model of the windmill because he spent all of his time there itself now. So he had constructed a model of the windmill. Though not so large, but it was not too large. I suppose as one of the box traps which boys said to catch squirrels. Now, small machine, small box. The boys usually used that box to catch the squirrels. Yet, every part of the mill and its machinery was complete. Now, Isaac himself made a windmill machinery. Its little sails, you see what is the wings of the windmill, were neatly made of linen and whirled around very swiftly, that means very quickly, when the mill was placed in a draught of air. When it was dry, When it was in the air, it moves around very fastly. Even a puff of wind from Isaac's mouth, if he said "Oof," like that, or from a pair of bellows, that means he breathed on the time also, was sufficient to set the sails in motion. That air was enough to make the windmill move. And what was most curious, if a handful of grains of wheat were put it in the little hopper, they would soon be converted into snow white flour. Already in the mill, there are giant machines are there, but by seeing the machines, internal machines carefully, Newton himself created what, my dear students? A small one, using small getting by using a small air. Even Newton also didn't think that his machine, that hopper, converted the grains into white flour. Yes, my dear students, his windmill was working now. Now it makes the wheat into snow white flour. Am I right, my dear students? Like Newton, you too improve your knowledge. If you are interested in making mechanical occupations, get permission from your parents and get help from your parents, and you too create many new things. Okay, my dear students, thank you all.